Guys, hope you guys are having a good day. I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from Your Black World and the Black Business School, and I want to welcome you to the Black Financial Channel. And some of you are watching on Facebook. I don't know which place you're watching, but either place, I want to welcome you. And also, if you are on Facebook, you can actually go to theblackfinancialchannel.com, which is where we give daily financial updates from a Black perspective. So let's jump into it. Today is August 1st, and basically we've had a bit of a meltdown in the stock market. Not too bad, but it's bad enough that you probably lost some money today if you're diversified reasonably well. And all of it came down to one tweet. There was literally one tweet from Donald Trump that literally turned an up day to a down day. The day started off very, very good, very, very strong. I woke up and we made some more of the money back from what we lost yesterday. But actually, it turns out that the rate cut by the Fed. Sorry, scratch that. You know what? We made back some of what we lost yesterday because ironically, yesterday was a day that I thought we'd actually see some gains because we had a rate cut by the Fed. The problem was that the rate cut came with stipulations and almost like a caveat from the Fed chairman, Jerome Powell, basically saying, I'm not doing this anymore. And so it was sort of like good news mixed with bad news, and the bad news outweighed the good news, which caused the market to drop. Well, the market was starting to recover. Things were getting better, particularly as people started to realize that Jerome Powell was not steadfast on not possibly increasing rates, or excuse me, reducing rates again. And all that changed very quickly. So the market was up about 300 points. Now it's down 300 points at the time of this recording, and it's all because of one tweet. Let me tell you about that tweet. The market had been strong. I'll read from CNN Money, and I'll break it down for you as I always do. The market had been strong for investors. Stocks had bounced back from the day before. The S&P 500 was on pace for its best day in 6 weeks after a poor manufacturing report gave investors hope that the Fed would once again cut rates this year. So it's almost like the market's doing these really weird backward magic tricks where it's like good news is really bad news and bad news is really good news, and that really gives you the nature of subtleties and expectations and nuances that drive the market that a lot of people don't quite understand. So it can seem very confusing, but I studied that stuff for many years, so it makes sense to me. But basically, when they came out with the manufacturing report, it was bad news, but it was good news because they knew that the Fed chair was going to come through and fix it. They felt like, oh, okay, well, now that we've got bad news, well, that's actually good news because that means that they're going to come through with stimulus to boost the economy up. And Trump had actually been putting a lot of pressure on the Fed, or trying to anyway, to get them to do more rate cuts. He wanted more rate cuts. And they were like, no, we're going to do what we're going to do. We're independent of the presidency. The president will not pressure us. And I respect them. I commend them for that. So anyway, here's more of the story. But Trump said on Twitter, this is what he tweeted, that the United States would be, quote, putting a small additional tariff on 10% of the remaining $300 billion of goods and products coming from China into our country. So now they're going to start adding an additional tariff to Chinese goods. Tariffs are bad for the economy and global trade because any strong group of people, when you punish them, they punish you back. When you hit them, they hit you back. When you punch them, they punch back. Except sometimes black people. We've been trained to turn the other cheek. I don't believe in turning the other cheek. I think from an economic standpoint, political standpoint, or physical standpoint, when somebody punches you, you punch back. So you show them that you mean business. That's how you get them to respect you. So the Chinese will retaliate. The Chinese are not going to turn the other cheek. They're not going to walk away. They're not going to let us beat up on them. They're not going to sit and complain and have a march and a rally and saying we shall overcome. They're going to punch back, and that is going to further disrupt the global economy, which led to a major plummet in the stock market. So here's what this rest of the story says. That's on top of the $250 billion worth of goods that got hit with a 25% tariff. Trump said that China hadn't been buying the U.S. agricultural products it had agreed to buy. He added that the United States is looking forward to, quote, continuing our positive dialogue with China on a comprehensive trade deal, end quote, and called the trade talks earlier this week constructive. So in a way, I guess that he's trying to create a credible threat with China to say, look, I'll keep working with you. I think this is great. We're all friends. Everybody loves each other. But if you mess with me, I'm going to jack you up. If you act like you're not going to follow through, let me just add a little tariff to let you know that we're serious, that we are not going to sit here and just listen to what you say. We need to watch what you do. Is that going to work? I don't know. Is it necessary? I would say, yeah, it is necessary to confront China for the trade policies, but there's going to be a huge price to pay. And I believe that maybe the reason Trump wanted the Fed chair, Jerome Powell, to do a deeper rate cut, he wanted a 50 basis point cut. Powell gave 25 basis points. And I think part of the reason maybe he wanted that deeper cut is because Trump started screaming and complaining about it. I believe the reason he wanted a deeper cut was because he was preparing to release this bad news and doesn't want his own portfolio to get body slammed, which it probably did. He probably lost, I'm sure Trump probably lost $10 million today from his own tweet. So let's see, Trump, the Dow and the NASDAQ composites all dropped into negative territory right after the tweets. So words matter. Information matters. Words from leaders matter. The Dow closed down 1.1% or 280 points. Investors sold off well-known retail and tech stocks because they would get hit. They would get hardest by the additional tariffs. Trump told supporters that he wasn't concerned about the sell-off. Quote, he says, "I think everyone loses in a trade war." Former Trump economic advisor Gary Cohn said during an interview with the BBC on Thursday. He's right. Everyone does lose when there's war. War is ultimately destructive, and there is no winner in war. There's usually just the biggest. There's the big loser and the bigger loser, and that's what's so unfortunate about it. But you know, I can't say that there's not a reason to confront China for trade policy. And it didn't end at stocks. U.S. oil prices plummeted nearly 8%. To settle at $53 a barrel. The 10-year Treasury bond yield sat at 1.8%, blah, blah, blah. Earlier in the day, the Institute for Supply Management and U.S. manufacturing activity last month was at its lowest level. So manufacturing activity is at its lowest level since August of 2016 and had declined since June. The drop confirms, quote, confirms that the downturn in the factory sector continued into the third quarter and suggests that Fed officials are right to be concerned about the impact of slowing global growth on the U.S. economy, says Capital Economics senior U.S. economist Andrew Hunter in a note. So what does this mean? This probably means that there's going to be corrective action from the Fed. That's far more likely than there was before. Could this mean that the stocks do what is called a dead cat bounce, where you hit rock bottom, then you bounce up a little bit? It could. Maybe after the market absorbs the information, analyzes all the data, you may see a little bit of a jump in stocks, but I can't predict that. I'm not going to predict that. But I do think that this, at the very least, does say that there's more reasons for the Fed to have corrective action, because every time I read any more information, any more reports, I'm getting more indications that we're probably headed toward a recession. Recessions are not anything to be afraid of. They're very natural, a natural part of the business cycle. You can't have an expansion forever. You can't have sunny days forever. Sometimes you have the rain. It's okay. Stocks posted the worst day in 2 months Wednesday after Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell said the Fed would not issue a series of rate cuts over the long term. That ain't true. He's coming right back with another cut, I bet you, within the next 2 to 3 months. But worsening U.S. manufacturing may persuade the Fed to cut rates again this year, which could boost companies' bottom lines. So I do believe that they're going to cut rates again. That's going to be priced into the market very soon. I don't think I'm the only person who believes this. I think that there are lots of experts out there that are probably saying the same thing. So don't panic. You may not have to buy or sell anything. I'm just helping you understand what's going on. If you really want to understand the stock market, I have a great class that you can feel free to join. We meet on a regular basis. You can go to theblackstockmarketprogram.com, THE, that's theblackstockmarketprogram.com. Go join the program and join our class, and you can get a certificate in the Black Business School, and I'll teach you all about stocks. Also, don't forget, I'll be in Los Angeles on the 11th of August. So if you want to come see me in Los Angeles, you can go to drboycelosangeles.com for our investing seminar. The next 20 people that sign up, you can actually get half off by using the code word HARVEST. Harvest is for the Harvest Festival Day, the Black holiday that Dr. Claude Anderson created that we're going to celebrate while we're there. So you can go to drboycelosangeles.com, use the code word HARVEST. And also, last but not least, don't forget that on the 2nd of August, we're doing a free event in the Black Business School for those looking to be property owners called the Emancipation Equation. If you want to learn more about that, go to theemancipationequation.com. So we got a lot of good stuff for you in the Black Business School. And if you don't know what you want to do, you can just go to theblackbusinessschool.com and talk to one of our agents that's waiting there for you to come in, ask them any question. They can help you figure out your personal wealth plan, help you figure out your financial future, and you can go check that out as well. We are here for you, and we are great for you, and we're here to serve you. So take care, guys. Hit the thumbs up button, hit the share button. If you're on Facebook, please share this to your page. Thank you, guys. It's great talking to you, and I hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.